So, where to begin? Last week, after completing the greatest real-life Pokemon adventure of all times, I said that I wanted to take a look at Unity, the game engine, because that's what Pokemon Go was built in. And I wanted to try and use some of the ideas from Pokemon Go in my own work. Well, ladies and gents, this is where we currently are. Okay, check this out. I have no idea what I've done. Amazing! Oh my gosh, like, sign me up, we're almost done. Like, I love that this took me... How many days has it been? Like, I am actually annoyed. I'm genuinely slightly upset. So, how did we get nowhere? Well, buckle in. Let me just very quickly go over what the original plan was, okay? Now, in case you're wondering, this isn't an I hate Unity video. I just met them, how can I hate them? However, I do feel it maybe needs to work on how it introduces itself so that people like me can better understand it. But honestly, this is more of a I hate that I couldn't finish my project in time because I have less time to work on things, but also game design and engineering is actually quite hard, and Unity is the nearest punching bag, so video. That's what it is. But anyway, what was the original plan? Well, back during the Pokemon journey, there was that brief second where I summoned Cypher into the real world. And, like, it was looking at me in a certain kind of way. It was looking at me in a way that said to me and made me feel that augmented reality kind of sucks and that I could make it better. Yep. That's fun, I guess. Whoa! Clearly I was wrong. And I am currently drafting up the apology form. But that's essentially what this video, aka the next video, was going to be about. I'm essentially building my own augmented reality game prototype, and it's just taking a long time, and Unity is not helping. I mean, it's helping more than most, but like, could it be a bit easier? I wanted to try and turn anywhere and everywhere into Pong. It's always been a dream of mine, ever since I had it a few weeks ago. And apparently, it might take a bit longer than 5 days. Damn it! I'm very upset about that. Like, it's not meant to be this hard. And yet I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling like a donkey in a desert. It's just not fair. So this video is literally going to be covering my first few days discovering Unity and augmented reality for the first time, as well as the frustrations and or quirks that came with the experience. But anyway, let's move on to the first chapter as I embarked on a journey through tutorial hell. First of all, I'm glad that there are tutorials. Thank you, Unity, I appreciate that. Some places don't actually have tutorials, and then they're like, why do people not know how to use our stuff? And it's like, come on guys. However, when I was looking at these tutorials, I was seeing the timing on them of how long they were gonna take. 2 weeks, 12 weeks, 10 weeks? I had 5 days, bro. This was unreasonable. Like, what? Like, I'm not 2 anymore. Time is precious, you know? But seeing like all of these times on these tutorials, it made me think that maybe learning Unity was going to be slightly harder than putting dots on a map. No offense to the Pac-Man video, but I was like, ooh, this might take me longer than 10 days. So I looked across the entire tutorial landscape and I saw there was an Essentials course and an AR course. So I picked those two because that seemed like the best option for what we were trying to build. And the Essentials were okay. Like, there was an in-editor version of the Essentials, and it was kind of weird because I needed to install an older version of Unity in order to do this tutorial. So in the back of my head, I was like, okay, am I basically learning how to ride a bike using a penny farthing? Is this a good idea? But it's okay. We will move in, and that's what's important. That's the main key thing that's important here. We were moving forward. That's good. I mean, maybe it wasn't that out of date, so it's fine, but it still felt weird to like have to install an entire big chunky version of Unity in order to run the tutorial when I already had the most modern version on my system. But to get back to the tutorial, on the whole, I felt it was okay. Like I was taught how to fly through some rings. I dropped a ball from space and like it hit like these blocks, and the blocks all fell over and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of interesting. We made a pot boil, like using audio and stuff. So you walk into the room and the pot boils. But don't know why we're using a pot, use a kettle, British supremacy. Also, there was Grand Theft Roomba. We did that twice. And overall, like, it was okay, but like, were the essentials, like, I don't know if the essentials were like essentials, because I feel there were some parts that I needed to know, because when I left the tutorial, if I was just, if I was then told like, okay, go ahead, go make a game, I probably couldn't. And I feel the essentials would have been more important to at least get you to the point where you can make something incredibly basic or something, but it's like everything was already made for you, and then you were just kind of like learning the controls of how to move around in the engine, which is fine, but like let's say we're going on holiday and I tell you to bring the essentials. Now, if you bring Mr. Cuddles, I'm not saying that it was the wrong choice. I'm just saying that perhaps there was a better one than Mr. Cuddles. Anyway, now that I had been taught the essentials and had essentially become a better game developer than 99.999% of the entire planet, I was finally ready to just start moseying on over and learning a bit about augmented reality, AR. Don't know why I said it the long way. Pong wasn't gonna play itself. So at this point, after I finished the tutorials, I realized that even before starting the AR tutorial, that a number of days had already passed and we hadn't actually gotten anywhere just yet. I mean, yes, technically we had because we were learning, but I was really looking forward to trying to make at least some headway on the project. So when I finally busted open the AR tutorial, and one of the next things they mentioned was the idea about learning visual scripting, I said, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. It just felt really weird how it's like, here's this brand new technology of like learning AR, but also here's this brand new thing of visual scripting too. And it's like, teach me one thing, and then teach me the other thing. And so yeah, I was just like, nah, I am not learning a new way to script. I'm not learning a new way to code when I haven't even started this game yet. Like, I need to start, I just wanted to start. And thankfully I could, because of the University of YouTube and because Unity has built-in templates which allows you to just get started and see how AR can work almost immediately in your home. Oh, great, there it is. So can you see those little dots right there? So it's helping me to like see the surface and stuff. So if I push this here, it's now placed an object down on this virtual sort of surface. So obviously like in real life, there's nothing there, but on here, it's kind of on the screen. I can sort of like move my phone around and it's showing like the three-dimensionalness of this shape. But templates come with their own problems because if you don't understand what the template is doing, I just don't know how to do anything with it. Like, can I make it jump or something? Like, it looks nice, but like, I had no idea how it even worked, I was just like, well, I mean, like, it's here, like, cool, how do I turn this into Pong? Where's the Pong button, like, where's the button I push that makes it Pong? If we just like, casually look up, that is the menu. So I gotta go all the way over here in order to like, see the scale of the menu, even though the camera is all the way down there in this teeny tiny section. I don't know what that is or what that means, but I know that when I click play here, it just goes up to here and you're like, oh, okay, cool, what's going on? Ooh, scanning surfaces, are we? That's all right, that's lovely. Let me just tap to place some stuff. Look at that. Hooray. So this is the fake scene we can use for testing. But I don't know how to do that with my own stuff. Like, I don't know what this is or how to like get it working, but maybe if I play around with this, I might be able to get this, like, maybe if I can get this to jump, I think that could be important, like just have some movement or something like that inside this three-dimensional space. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to YouTube, I wanna watch those tutorials, I'm gonna just start in a completely blank template and then just see how we go from there. All right, we have some updates. So if I zoom out a bit, yes! So you might be thinking, what's changed? What's different? What's hip-hop happening? Well, it looks worse, but that's simply because I basically started doing it on my own as opposed to just using a template. So if I tap here, we're gonna see these itty bitty like cubes show up, but like the difference here is that as opposed to last time, this is like myself having figured it out. So I think if I sit down, it should hopefully Yeah, there you go. It's actually, I mean, I don't know why it's rendering like halfway through the plane. Now I need to try and figure out, like, since I'm starting to understand it a bit more, like, I might be need to try and figure out how to essentially have these interact with each other. Like, if I can have one of these move around and then bump into the other one or something like that, then we will be getting ever closer to Pong. This whole space is so confusing. Like because for whatever reason, a lot of the guides seemed out of date, because I think AR is like a rapidly changing area. So lots of changes happened to the AR systems within Unity, within the AR space in general. And so some of these tutorials, even though they were only in 2023, 2022, like they're not too far away, I know a couple years, they had to be translated into what I was seeing. For remember, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I just couldn't, some of them I could get to work, some of them I couldn't get to work, but Lord knows I do not understand how anything works. And that's a very frustrating feeling for me, because it's like, just simple things like trying to understand how the template is put together, but not being able to navigate and be like, why is this here? Why is this here? What does this do? Like, what magic is happening behind the systems makes it very tricky for me to be able to like break it down and like, I guess, essentially reverse engineer it, so that way I can make my own changes to turn it into what it is I'm trying to build. And yeah, that was just annoying. And like, I have nothing else to say about that. And it's not really anyone's fault. It just feels like there isn't too much backwards compatibility in Unity. And there are so many little settings or little tweaks that, you know, you have to be turned on and off for different things to actually sort of work, that maybe don't need to be turned on or off anymore. And in doing so, you actually end up breaking what you already had, but you're not sure because you can't really fully understand what exactly the stuff is that's affecting everything. And as the days kept piling up and we really weren't making any progress, I finally hit a moment that made me realize I probably have to make this video. So this is just me testing something. So, oh no, I needed that. Oh, okay. I'm gonna be honest, oops, I hit the thing. I'm gonna be honest, at the time, I do not know how I managed to do that. I mean, I do now, but when it happened, like, I think it was like near midnight. I'd just been trying to work on like how to like move the cubes around in my own game as opposed to using the template. And then I thought I finally figured it out, and then boom, this just happened. It was at that point I just kind of closed my laptop. I was pissed, I was mad, I was disappointed, but all in all, it was mostly just because I realized that this would actually take 12 weeks. Maybe that tutorial page was right. Like, they weren't joking. Like, they were telling the truth. Like, they weren't joking. They were like, it takes 12 weeks and that's just how long it is. And I was like, nah, man, I'm built different. And they were like, nah, mate, you're built worse. And I was I just wish I could wrap this stuff around my head slightly faster, but yeah, I just couldn't, unfortunately. And what's worse is that when I tried to fix it, I somehow broke the planes of reality. So it wasn't even like properly scanning my floors or scanning my walls anymore. It just was completely broken. And what was even scarier is that I genuinely didn't know what broke it. I was scanning through my changes. I was like reverting my changes. I was then like putting my changes back to see what was going on. And like, I even like reset the template, and I was just like, what was causing all of these issues? And I just couldn't figure it out. And time just kept ticking away. And I could feel myself getting a bit more disheartened, because I was like, damn, I'm really gonna be spending a month on Pong. Like, maybe even more. I was like, no, like there's no way I'm gonna be spending a month on Pong. I mean, I give no offense to Pong, because like the original Pong was obviously a very massive technical achievement, but in this day and age, like, come on, I cannot be spending a month on Pong. But yeah, we're spending a month on Pong. Like, I got nothing else to say. We're gonna be spending a month on Pong. Oh my god. Maybe even more. Oh man, it was very annoying. That's very annoying. And yeah, I just wanted to put something out there because I didn't want to go dark for like a month plus maybe, and then come back and be like, hey, I just want, like, this video is me saying, yep, I'm still working on stuff, but it's really difficult, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. I wish I did, but I just don't. I don't know how long it's gonna take because it's like there's still so much left to do. We have like collision detection. If I want to try and put multiplayer in, that's gonna add extra time, so we might not do that until a bit later. Scoring systems, UI, like making a UI so you can actually see the score, like that's its own section of like tutorial. And yeah, it's just no. I'm very upset. I'm smiling, but I'm hiding the tears behind the smile. If you can tell, look into my eyes, you know this is the sign of someone who is very, very angry. But yeah, I can't blame Unity for that, can I? I mean, I can, because I wish there was like a make what I want button and it just did it all for me. But then I guess we wouldn't learn anything, would we? I guess that's the way the world's headed though, isn't it? Oh man. Or maybe it is actually really easy and I'm just kind of dumb, which I will take as an answer, because like I'm pretty sure someone else could probably put this together in like a few hours, but like I just not seen any of this before, so like it's gonna take me a bit longer as I'm realizing, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that's it. I gotta move on to the wrap up chapter, because this is gonna be a very short video. I've talked for like a while, but like I'm gonna most likely cut most of this out, so yeah, it's gonna be like a really, really short video, I think. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, it better be a short video. I got stuff to do. Anyway, that's my little rant, my little update. So far we have cubes on the floor, cubes on the wall, circles in the sky, avalanches, and bugs. So I guess Unity isn't driving me mad, it's more just the realization or the actualization of what my actual amount of time that I have is driving me mad. And I know there's not really any external pressure for me to make stuff, so it's fine. It's just I like the idea of being consistent and putting things out like every couple weeks or so. But based on my timelines and based on like, you know, reality and stuff like that, until I'm able to maybe build up my foundations and build up my knowledge enough that it becomes easier to actually produce and put things together, I'll just have to accept that sometimes it's going to take me some time to actually make stuff. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done before this becomes a best-selling experience that someone else can make, because I'm just making the prototype. So yeah, I'll just be continuing to be tinkering away, and I will see y'all in a couple weeks. Have a beautiful day, and if you liked the video, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and until next time, I will see you later. However, together we'll be together. You know how it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying that. I've said it 5 times now. I'm done. Okay.